Representing Argentina, Lourdes Carle and Tomas Etcheverry. And please welcome, representing Australia, Perez and Ebden.
A lot of optimism around the Ken Rosewell Arena as the Australians take to the court once again. A well-established mixed doubles team and doubles players, some of the elite in the world's game at the moment, taking on the Argentinians, who Jelena Dokic have thrown up a bit of a surprise here. Welcome, by the way, but that is a big surprise on the Argentinian side.
Yeah, well, we heard about this 10 minutes ago, and you and I were in shock because Tomas Etcheverry, of course, is playing. We thought it would be Nadia Podoroska, especially after how well she played in her singles, and she's definitely more experienced, but they've thrown in a surprise, and we've got Lourdes Carle coming out to play. So definitely a big surprise. Maybe the Argentinians know something we don't. She's having a great, great singles career at the moment, inside the top 100 for the first time. So we'll see what happens in this match tonight.
Guys, please just stay with Sonny facing Peter for one photo after coin toss, okay? Usual, just stuff. Your towel boxes are in the corners, and you can leave towels with the ladies at the back to bring it to you. You see those ladies? If you leave it with them, they can bring you towels. TV changeover, so please stay seated till announced time. I think that's about it. If you need anything, something wrong. Is there a net device or you? Yeah, there is a net device, so if your team captain presses a buzzer, 60 seconds starts from when he presses it, all right? And both teams go to their box or only? Yeah. Only whoever, if you don't want to go, you don't need to go. But just one time per match, each team. So once you, once that, all right? Or, that's about it.
One rule change in tennis, and it takes a 4.5 hour monologue about what it means and how to use it. The timeout.
Toss it up. Hop, come on.
Hopefully the coin toss is a little smoother. Here it comes. Oh, that's some good air time.
Receive. Jordanis. Receive. That side.
Okay, the Argentinians receiving. It's all very complicated out there. Someone that's going to simplify things for us is courtside Laura Robson. I have to confess, I didn't see Emma's loss to Carle at Madrid. I'm assuming you were there and saw that, so you perhaps know a little bit more about the 24-year-old.
Oh, not that much more. I've seen her play in patches, but I think for the Argentinian team, when you're looking at your doubles options, you've either got someone who's ranked about 290 in doubles or someone ranked about 390. So, you know, the options are more based on singles results recently, and maybe she just felt like their partnership would match up, whether that played a factor. And I'm sure Etcheverry has seen a lot of both of them over the last few days and maybe made his choice.
Yeah, certainly an interesting one, the way that Podoroska played against in her singles match. So this is the 24-year-old. She played a lot of tennis, Jelena, in the last 12 months. Over 70 matches on the tour. Had a couple of nice wins over Kudermetova. Emma Raducanu, of course, having qualified in Madrid and then beat Kudermetova there, which propelled her into a career-high ranking of 71 in the world. Sits at 94, but no real pedigree on the doubles court. A little bit like a doubles partner today as well on the men's side.
Yeah, very different to the Aussie pairing, which we'll get to, but Tomas Etcheverry, of course, we know him as an excellent singles player, top 30 in the world, and a quarterfinalist at a Grand Slam in singles. But yeah, like Laura said, this is where you go off of having the most matches, I guess. You go off of maybe singles as well, but also how they will gel together and perhaps for Carle. Maybe she is a little bit more comfortable at the net. I will still say, though, Podoroska has had that great singles match. We even saw some great net play there. I don't know, maybe I would have gone with that play. But, yeah, they know best. There's been a lot of practice going on in this last week going into the United Cup, and that's what they're going with.
A little interesting sort of aside that both Ellen Perez and Carle both went to the University of Georgia. Carle only went there for a year in 2018. Of course, Ellen Perez went there from 2014 and 17. And as Yelena said, it is certainly a big difference in terms of established pairings.
And when you look at Matt Ebden and Ellen Perez, very different for Ebden. Well, he's won Grand Slams in doubles, in mixed doubles, and now, of course, an Olympic champion because he won in Paris, actually, this year with John Peers. What a result that was. And Ellen Perez, she has been in the semi-finals of a Grand Slam in doubles, and not as much in the mixed doubles, a quarterfinal as well, but a great doubles player. She's been top 10 in the world as well, and also throws in the fact that she's a lefty as well, so definitely something different out there on the court. But they've played together before, and they've been in this situation, and they've been in the team events. They've played matches when it's come down to the doubles and mixed, Billie Jean King Cup, Davis Cup, United Cup as well, so definitely the more experienced pair out there, and that's the strength of the Australian team. It's not just about the singles, but the doubles or the mixed doubles.
Two respective captains in very different places. A little disappointment in the opening one for Leighton in the ladies singles, and then De La Pena feeling the same emotion after the men's singles. De Minaur was at his destructive best in his singles match. Welcome back to Sydney, this beautiful city that we have found ourselves in. The southern migration from all the tennis players down here into this wonderful, wonderful city that is very special, that has had a lot of work done on it over the last few years. The traffic and the travel here has eased considerably.
Used to be 45 minutes to an hour. When I still played, we travelled a lot longer. Now it's barely 20 minutes, but also, of course, the site of the Sydney Olympics. This is why it was built. Had the pleasure of actually playing here, and one of my definitely best memories in my career. But like you said, a lot of work, and with the roof now as well, it's a phenomenal site.
They've played a couple of times. Well, they've actually played 3 times, the Aussies, together with varying degrees of success. Roland Garros this year, they made the quarterfinals. Round of 32 at Wimbledon for Ebden and Perez. Of course, an absolutely gutting loss, despite all the success that Matt obviously had in Paris. They had a couple of match points in the quarterfinals against Zhang Shenzhen and Wang Xinyu, and unfortunately couldn't convert in the second set breaker, up 6 points to 4. Lost that breaker by 10 points to 8, then lost the match breaker by 10 points to 5. Otherwise he could have been on track for yet another Olympic medal. So that one was a bitter pill. Last time they laced things up together, ended up in that epic defeat. They'll be hoping for a big victory tonight for Australia to put themselves back on track. Australia, who played in Perth last year,
both teams.
Very much home advantage. That was time violation for both teams.
Have you ever seen that? I don't think I've ever seen that.
I haven't.
Especially both teams getting a time violation.
Yeah.
So, as you mean to go on?
Absolutely. Let's put the marker down. There's the flag in the ground. No messing tonight. It's there for a reason.
Representing Australia, Matthew Ebden, 2-set.
37-year-old to kick things off.
Ready? Play.
his top ranking of 7 coming in April of this year. Sitting at 15 right now.
Great start for the Aussies. I really like that. Ellen Perez is already very active, looking for the volley. She plays her best when she does go after it and doesn't get tentative, and that's exactly what you want to do.
They're not really doing an awful lot with that. I'm not sure that Etcheverry wants to look over at Lane Hewitt after that particular volley, judging by the reaction.
Game, Team Australia. First game.
It's a great start for the Aussies, and Ebden obviously in that game you can see the emphasis on the serve, getting a lot of first serves in. He's got a great serve, great placement as well, and giving Perez that opportunity to be aggressive at the net, and that will be key for them today because they're playing a pair that will be further back. They'll be on the baseline. They're not used to being forward, so that's exactly what you want to do. You want to pressure them, make the court look smaller.
Australia, Tomas and Etcheverry, 2 serves.
Tennis.
That's superb, and that's the difference of being forward and being comfortable at the net, and how well they closed that net. Phenomenal. This was excellent right here from Ebden, the lob that he threw up, and straight away both Perez and Ebden at the net. That's a great angle of it as well, being in an attacking position.
15.
Just a little bit of misjudgment there from Perez.
Great play though, what a return, and that's what she does so well. And if Etcheverry doesn't get that first serve in, that's now the second time that he hasn't. Perez will attack. Have a look at where she is, the contact point, the return contact point, early, short backswing, and she comes forward. Maybe sometimes if you are a bit unsure, it might be better to actually hit that volley instead of letting it go early on in the match.
That is somebody that is very comfortable with this art form, just Absolutely coaxing the ball back, massaging it back, not trying to hit it at all there, Matt Ebden, and just travelling behind it, and just took up a good position, trusting his partner completely.
I love the returning from the Aussie pair so far. You can see it's a very deliberate tactic to take it early, come forward, and then create that massive pressure on the Argentinian team by being at the net.
I feel like that's still an area of Ellen's game that she can improve on. The fact that sometimes it almost looks like she wants to overplay and go for this risky shot, where I think 30-all, even when it's this early in the scoreline, you just want to make sure that returns in play, especially in a mixed doubles.
Argentina, 1 game over.
A little harder work for the Argentinians to hang on to their opening service game. As a lefty, Laura, did you like playing in the due side? I actually forget which side you played with Andy in the Olympics in London.
I also played on the due side.
Did you? Yeah.
With most of my partners, to be honest. Mostly because you want the forehand volley through the middle of the court. So if you're comfortable when you're pushed out wide with the backhand return, then it's kind of a non-issue, and you just want to be able to get forward.
Always good to hide Andy's forehand as well.
Yeah, that helps. But no, Ellen's played on both sides with a combination of partners, but primarily she does play on the deuce side for that reason, because she likes to be super active at the net with her forehand volley.
He's got a tattoo. An unwelcome one.
15.
That might leave a mark. We're hearing it's 152k an hour forehand.
Sure if she didn't miss her mark there with the second serve. It looked to me like Matt was saying go tee, and he was going to stay, and it went middle of the box into the forehand of the 24-year-old.
It was a very short serve. That was 133 k's an hour. But that's with Ellen. Sometimes if she does get tight nervous, she will decelerate and pull off a bit. That's why I said early on, for her it's important even under pressure, stick with the game plan, be aggressive. I think even that for a first serve is right in the middle of that service box, isn't it? Excellent.
30-14.
Didn't overcorrect there, Ebden, in terms of trying to cover his line after what happened on the previous deuce point. can't defend another rocket launcher of a return from Etcheverry, and it is the Argentinians who break first in this deciding mix to lead 2-1.
Bien, ahora, mi amor, acordate, para que él se involucre, la pelota le tiene que ir al cuerpo, ¿ok? Le entra por la derecha, le entra al cuerpo, la pelota va a ir a vos. La mina ya le sacaste vos al cuerpo y te tiró a vos, ¿te acordás? Tira, entonces atento con la raqueta adelante, pum. Cuando le sacás al flaco, sin problema, la mina si te tira encima, tirale un globo. Haceme caso, uno solo y se abre la cancha, ¿ok?
The perfect fill-up for this team after what just happened in the previous singles.
La pelota te viene a vos. Lo único que tenés es raqueta adelante, ya te dije, se te escapa para afuera, acá cruzada, ahí el cuerpo, nada más.
Estoy compitiendo así, bien ahí, esa dinámica de competencia buena.
Y los dos si querés, los dos al cuerpo derecha. Y cuando ya lo sentís un poquito más, le sacamos para afuera. Pero empecemos con algo más tranquilo. Lo mismo el flaco, le sacás cuerpo revés.
Alessio de la Peña has not stopped talking throughout the course of this changeover. He has seen a lot on the court that he wants to get through to his two players. He's worked with some very good players in the past, particularly Guillermo Correa. Once was the unofficial Davis Cup captain for Chile as well. He was a winner of 6 doubles titles. He knows the geometry of the court and he's trying to help his players out who have struck first.
I don't think as a player with him you have a choice. He's going to talk and that's it. He said that he actually loves this because you can coach your player and he doesn't actually like it usually when it was on a tour when he couldn't coach his player.
Lourdes, Carle to serve.
It's very passionate, that's for sure. Set up at the great return and that was an aggressive return, not overplayed. Again, look at the return hit point, well inside the baseline, and then that takes time away from that person on the baseline, gives Matt the chance to cross.
15.
Just wonder if De La Peña with that is exactly what he was talking about at the change of ends to some degree. A lot of movement for Etcheverry. He's going to have to move here, Yelena, because at 133 K's first serve coming in, you need your partner to help you out. Try and catch the eye of the returner.
It was 112 k/h second serve. So I've got to go for placement here. I mean, firstly struggling with the percentage, but she's going to have to go for placement.
It's late seeing that. Maybe he thought that Ellen was going to go with her forehand volley. But you would expect Ebden to perhaps not just stroke it back in that manner as this match goes on. He had so much time to actually put Carle under more pressure off the return.
Well, you can see, you talked about the matches that she had in singles this year and why she's top 100 in the world now. You can see the ball striking is there. How about that volley? High level with the ball, moving forward, body weight forward as well, backs herself.
First.
That is very special, and that is a very impressive hold of serve after the start to that particular game. As we go down to Lourdes, I think it's muscled her way inside the Australian bench there.
Yeah, it looks like I fit in with all the green and gold happening. But Olivia, just looking back on your singles, first match of the year, always going to be tough. How did you feel it went out there? How special was it to play in front of a crowd like this, regardless of the result?
Yeah, it was very special to play in front of a home crowd, and you know, it's never easy the first match back, but you know, I'm happy with how I played and how I competed, so hopefully with every match it'll get better and better.
Were there things from the off-season that you did feel like you were implementing into your game that you know, looking ahead to the rest of the season, you want to see more of? Yeah, for sure. I mean, to really pinpoint something is like maybe my serve, like just keep going after it. It's such an important part of my game, so I think just keep going after it, and then that +1, whether that be forehand, backhand. But a tough start here for the teammates, but you're going to get behind them for the rest of the match. What can they be doing a little differently here? I mean, they're both doubles experts, so this is maybe not your forte to be giving them advice, but anything you want to add?
Yeah, look, they're doing great, and it's still very early. You never know, especially with the short juice. It's quite, you never know what could happen, but I mean, yeah, they're doing great. I think our opponents are playing great right now too, so it'll just be about them staying in it and then hopefully taking advantage of their chances.
I'll let you get back to supporting. Good luck.
Thank you.
One of the hardest shots in tennis. Perez producing a beautiful one here.
Yeah, when it's up high over your non-dominant side, it takes a lot of strength to do what she just there and to have that racket control. Well done.
The scoreline isn't flattering for Australia at the moment, but they keep themselves within contention, down just the one break in this opening set. Still all to play for.
3-2.
So slow that the run and hit it. Hit it, like run and can't even reach it. Yeah. Like a drop it.
It's 103.
Yeah, like a drop it. Almost couldn't reach it.
There is a timeout button in the mixed doubles here at the United Cup that you can call when you're serving. I don't think, Elena, at the moment they're hitting the panic button just yet.
No, and you do have to, or you only have the opportunity to use it once, don't you? So you've got to kind of pick that moment, and that's a tough one. because it could be the second set if you've lost the first to survive and get to the third, and it's a tough choice. We haven't seen it used yet. I hope to see it used. I want to see what it looks like.
Attempted to use it earlier in Perth, down match point, and then we're told, no, you actually can't because it's not your serve.
Yeah, that's what I think we were talking about, that even our chair umpire, he was a little bit confused when you can use it, but I'm not sure if the players know that you can only use it on your serve.
Perez leaving a ball that drops in. I mean, both tours decided that they didn't want to allow it to be called at any time. They dictated that it had to be called on serve, which doesn't make any sense to most of us. Why you would want to do that? I think if you're going to bring it in, let's ice the server. They've got enough advantage anyway, they're serving. So you throw the timeout in there on a big point. Love to see it.
It is a testing period for that timeout, and maybe long-term.
I see what you did there.
What?
I see what you did there.
What do you mean?
Testing period to test the timeout.
Oh, yeah,
it is.
Absolutely. But also maybe I would straight away have it more than once in a match. I think it would be interesting. Have it at least once a set.
Yeah.
I'm sure that will change. It's the first time we're doing it.
They like to get rid of sit-downs and just have timeouts called in the set. You can just call them.
Yeah.
Be a little less formulaic than we currently have. Carle is on top of the net when Etcheverry is serving. There's definitely space for Perez and Ebden to use the lob to establish themselves at the net rather than trying to go through her.
Just wonder in general already whether Ebden and Perez have gone down the line enough, not just with the lob, just in general. So you've got to keep your opponents honest. I think at the moment it's been a little too maybe just central and cross. And even if you don't make it, but it gets into the mind of your opponent that you've gone down the line, that you've used the lob.
There's a lot of that radiating down from the stands at the moment here. But this will be a big hold for Perez and Ebden. Carle's serve is not going to trouble them from a pace point of view in the next game. They're going to have opportunities. He is absolutely annihilating the return of serve, Etcheverry, in this mixed doubles.
And that's what they've actually, the Argentinian pair, done a lot more. They've gone down the line. Look at this, he was already moving 161 k an hour. As that ball toss went up, he was already moving, looking for the forehand.
There's some redirector pace here.
So she's standing inside the baseline, short backswing, cuts off the angle, and just goes down the line on that.
Kamaka, inspired substitution at the moment for Argentina. Perez really struggling to find first serves in general, but particularly against Etcheverry.
Well, I think those down the lines and actually attacking the second serve have just put a lot of pressure on both her serves.
Yes, the starting point.
Ebden disappointed there with himself. He should have put that volley away. It was a little bit short and gave Carle the opportunity to react right here.
The starting point, gender to gender. Huge moment for Australia. It's a good leave in the end.
Argentina.
Another brilliant rally, great entertainment.
New balls, please.
Argentina have played blemish-free tennis in this opening set. Get the double break, 5-2.
Team Argentina leads 5 games to 2.
Entonces, volvemos. ¿Cuál es el saque que se siente más cómoda? Sí. Bien, entonces, si ella, campeón, si ella va a la T, vos vas al medio. A pescar. Ella va a la T, vos vas al medio.
Laura, anything you're seeing down there at the court side at the moment, quickly, just that could help Australia, or is this a little bit of nerves from their side?
I think it's a bit of nerves. I feel like Ebden's maybe trying to overplay at times, trying to get the first ball when, you know, more often than not, because he's being past line, he could afford to just hang tight until he gets a better opportunity. And then for Perez, she's not finding the first serve because the wide one that she wants on the ad side's been taken away from her. She's anticipating Etcheverry going round and playing the forehand. So, yeah, not much going their way right now.
It's not a flat bench in Australia. Leighton Hewitt, captain, doing everything he can to keep galvanising his two players, but there is a sort of sense of shock, really, given both of these two CVs. A couple of semis in the majors, of course, for Perez, French Open in 2023, US Open 22, also quarterfinals at Wimbledon. Ebden's is so good that he picked up the Newcomb medal alongside Alex de Minaur, shared this year for his performances, of course, with the Olympic gold medal with John Pearce, picking up the Aussie Open title with Papana. Of course, with Max Purcell, won Wimbledon in 22. And has already won the Australian Open mix all the way back in 2013 with Gaidasova. So looking at their respective resumes, we thought this may well be a walk in the park. It's been anything but. The fact that Etcheverry feels comfortable enough just to sort of shuffle his way into the middle of the court off the back of that kind of serve backs up what you're saying about them perhaps needing to go a little bit more line and create some space through the middle of the court.
They haven't gone line, have they? Especially on Carle's serve. Great return, Ebden there. That was a very slow second serve. At the beginning of this match in the first service game of Carle, he actually was hitting it too early because the serve is so slow. So you either have to wait for it a little bit, which you don't want to do, especially in mixed doubles, or you just completely take it early and go in, and he did that there.
He's done a great job there, Etcheverry, after hitting what was a fairly indifferent volley of just squeezing the space that Ebden had to actually go around him. He stayed in the middle of the court, you can see there.
That's a great return, but I still feel like even if they miss a couple, go down the line, throw in a lob. Because at the moment, Etcheverry has absolutely no problem covering that middle of the court and cross court. So you can see that he was going again. And actually, it's put more pressure on Perez to have to make that return cross-court even more. So she's trying to get even more angle. So I think for Perez, he just hit a few down the line or even lob, especially on Carle's serve. It's not the biggest serve out there, is it? I don't think she's hit her first serve over 145, 150.
She's lacked in power on the serve. She has more than made up for in precision off the ground, and that is an impressive opening set that has gone to Team Argentina. 6 games to 2. Etcheverry put to the sword by Dimonor. Glued it to the line.
Oh, he made it.
Love 15.
Returns start dropping in like that, you start wondering whether it is going to be there now.
That was off the frame, literally. And I think it even surprised Ebden here because that was a tough decision to make, but you almost have to go forward and hit that as a volley. You don't want to go back, do you? Etcheverry, though, he's looking for that forehand, and when he's got time and you've got that, he can go anywhere. It's so hard to read.
Often you see Perez out of position, but she was there in terms of what part of the court she was covering. Way too central and off the net.
Such an important hold here. Because when you've been broken twice in the mixed doubles in the first set and you're serving first in the second, you just got to get a hold of those service games. Got to start to build that scoreline pressure on your opponents.
Sometimes from the Aussies, we've seen them go for a bit too much finesse and the short cross-court volleys, when really, especially in mix, you just want to close down the point and go fast through the middle of the court if you need to, but make sure that you're still holding your ground.
30.
That's almost too comfortable a catch. Doesn't deserve a round of applause down here, does it? No one's dropping that in Australia.
No, it's too easy.
That wasn't easy, but it was very significant. The sequence of 4 points in a row for Australia digs themselves out of a hole.
First game, second set.
And the worry is still on faces of the fans.
That was a good save, though. You need a game like that sometimes just to get that belief and confidence back, because after that first set, I almost feel like there was a bit of not just worry, but just a lack of belief with Team Australia, which is understandable. When you lose the first set in mixed doubles, you get broken twice. So that was a must-win game for Australia. Love to see both Ebden and Perez. You got to return down the line. Try it. Even if you miss it, doesn't matter, because that will be in the mind of your opponent, that you're not going to just go cross-court 10 out of 10 times, literally. Got to be careful here, the Argentinian team, because they got a time violation. Well, both teams did early on in the match, so have to be careful.
The speed guns undersold him there. That seemed a little quicker than what popped up at 198. It's been shortchanged. Decided to give him a little top up there of 7 extra Ks on that one out wide on the ad side. In a match like this, it can be 1 point like that that starts to turn the tide.
30, 15.
Oh, doubles and mix is all about momentum, because everything's so quick, isn't it? So once it turns, it can turn quickly.
Once again, Etcheverry pulls the pin out and just allows the grenade that is his forehand to detonate.
Australia, they need to do what the Argentinians are doing, literally. They just literally need to start playing that pattern. You see Etcheverry again, down the line.
The loss of the third point in that game did not come back to haunt them.
Etcheverry as well, for me, has done well. He's taken a lot of this match out of Ebden's hands as well. They've played it so smart. They've really targeted Perez. I think in doubles and mixed, that's what you kind of do more. You go at, let's say, somewhere where you might create a bit of that weakness. And they've done that well, and that's what you do in mixed doubles.
Lights.
longer it goes on, just a little more time for a few of those errors to creep in. It's been a flawless performance so far from Etcheverry in particular. Couple of good holds from Team Australia to lead 2-1 in the second set. Chasing the scoreline at this stage of the match, though.
Team Australia leads 2 games to 1.
Oh, 2-1, everyone's sitting down, taking a breath. You can get some fresh air out by the Blue Mountains and also the Snowy Mountains, where a lot of those wild horses roam freely in their natural habitat. Of course, the coastline around Australia, but particularly in Sydney, stretches over 70 k's. And this absolutely stunning landscape is there to enjoy if you get yourself down to this wonderful part of the world. 140 k's of walking trails, not bad. Dropping in on the Ken Rosewall Arena at night. It's a fairly spectacular sight and a good crowd in here to support Team Australia. And everything's still very finely balanced. They've gone 10:20 in the evening here in Sydney.
Time!
Argentines in good voice, and rightly so. That this next game is an opportunity that Ebden and Perez will not want to turn down. Carle has done well to protect her serve up until this stage, but will there be a little bit of a difference of a return direction, particularly on this opening point from Perez?
Especially here on the second serve. Down the line return just opened up the court and the point beautifully to be able to use the angle, the width of the court to have some more opening, and really kept Etcheverry honest, didn't it? It's exactly what they need. And a point like that, that could be the turning point. I would put a little bit of an asterisk next to that one. Is that a change of tactics? That's the one for me with Perez. You've got to commit. So she almost went backwards there on that one. You get down low, you follow through with that volley, but you don't back away from it.
30-15.
Laura, that's the return that you were talking about. You just, at 15 all, second serve, 120 k's an hour, you've got to make that return. Yes, be aggressive, but high percentage.
Yeah, I almost wish the Aussies would swap a little, because Ellen tends to go for too much, and I almost want Matt to go for a little more with his returns. I need them to just switch personalities for a couple of points.
Carle played a nice point there. Ebden did throw a little bit more velocity into some of those ground strokes.
Carle's holding her own, isn't she, though? See why she's played singles so well in 2024. Perez, I like this because she's looking to cross, but at the same time, in a lot of these rallies, especially when Carle gets around a forehand, she's holding her line because she knows it's coming. That was a perfect example there. So good awareness.
I'm interested why she doesn't hit that with her forehand. It's a slow second serve into the body most of the time, and when you run around it as a lefty and that, but it forces Etcheverry to have to cover line a little bit more. It's very difficult for Perez to fade that inside out down the line with her two-hander, which allows Etcheverry to squeeze the court.
Especially because she has quite a flat back and she smothers it down, doesn't she?
Perez doing a nice job there, moving, catching the eye of Carle, and extracting the error.
Well, this is at the same time a break point and a game point. I'd almost stand right on the baseline here, even on the first serve. Put that pressure on Carle here and her serve.
Snatched at the opportunity that she had created for herself there, Ellen Perez, and that is a great escape for Argentina.
Well, Laura said that it feels like Perez is just going for a lot, and that was the case there as well, but I think it's a little bit nerves and anxiousness, because you can see she rushed that shot. You've got to make sure you still hit through it, even when you're trying to be aggressive, but at the moment she's coming off that shot, isn't she?
Yeah, and the one that she missed didn't have to be so good. Both players down the other end of the court were out of position. She could have gone straight through the middle, and even if they pick it up, it's going to be a higher ball coming back at you, so there's no need to rush onto it as much as she is.
It's the sort of miss that sits with you as well. There was a lack of footwork there. Such a solid spot server, Matt Ebden. He's done unbelievably well there, the 37-year-old, to keep himself in the rally, which is why the disappointment was so visceral when he misses that one.
Oh, really mishit that, didn't he? Tried to get it on top of the bounce there. Completely mistimed it. Perez is now ready for that one down the line. Remember in the first set as well, she let a few go that dropped in, and she's not doing that now. She's committing to every single one, even if she's not sure. Those great reflexes there. Short backswing, excellent.
Sweet. Lovely fluid movement through that particular volley from Carle as we get to another deciding point for the second game in a row. They will be using every second up here, the Australians, to work out how best to save this service game. What a change in circumstances. It should have been a break for Australia in the previous game, and they have gifted the break to Team Argentina in the 5th game of the second set, who go up a set and a break against the odds.
Cuando vos sacas a la T, a un hombre te sacas a 220, a ella con sacarla a 200 ya está. Le sacas a 200 a la T.
El taco al medio te lo va a cubrir.
Amiga, primer punto, él va a sacar rápido a la T, vos interceptás de derecha, porque la pelota va a ir por ahí. Cuando le sacás al hombre, le vas a sacar para afuera.
Youngster blissfully unaware of the dilemma that Team Australia are in right now, enjoying his evening out, his late evening out, to be honest, at 10 in the evening.
Time.
Some of the fans in good voice, but they are very much Australia in a precarious situation under the roof of the Ken Rosewell Arena. Etcheverry will look to try and consolidate the break that they've just picked up. Gift wrapped with the double fall.
Let's serve.
Well, just as we said at the start, Laura and Yelena, that Carle should be playing instead of Podoroska.
Did you say that?
We all understood. We all understood that that should
solid.
be. How good has she been?
I mean, this is unbelievable. Let's not forget, she didn't play singles. This is her first match. How sharp is she? Ground strokes, at the net, everything. You're wondering whether Argentina has a dilemma in the next singles. Do you play Podoroska as well as she's played today? But Carle has been impressive as well.
Carle should be playing more doubles. Her career high is like 125. What's she doing? Get her out there.
40-11.
This guy's firing arrows like Robin Hood at the moment.
Also, I think we have to give a lot of credit to Etcheverry. He lost his singles. Alex de Minaur was just incredible, brutal. But to come out, just half an hour later, he's come out like nothing's happened and played some of his best tennis. That's not easy to do after you've lost your singles.
One that just skips off the tape. That's the one thing that this game teaches you more than anything else for the majority of players, not everyone's Novak Djokovic, is that you need to react so well to adversity and losses. And Etcheverry, as you say, Joanna, has done that magnificently.
It's been unbelievable. Laura, you are there courtside, and there's always in doubles and mix, someone leads and makes those decisions in key moments. Has that been Etcheverry or Carle? Kind of feel like a bit of both out there. She's feisty.
I think they've just done a great job of helping each other out. I'd say Etcheverry for sure has been leading the conversation, but you know, there's an awareness for him to say, oh, look, maybe you don't have the fastest serve, so what can I do to help you out? And that's where we've seen him be twice as active. So you just feel like as a team they're gelling so well tonight because of it.
And that's the kind of shot that shows you the respect that Perez has for Carle out there, because normally I think at the start of the match she would have drilled that straight at the 24-year-old there. But because she's been rock solid, she decided to go back to Etcheverry, which was the wrong shot.
She has, but you can't play that shot at him. I mean, that's got to be an unbelievable depth or width, but no, that's still got to go at her. And that for me has been the difference, because the Argentinian pair have been able to take almost Ebden out of the equation and really target Perez a lot more, whereas the Australian pair hasn't been able to do that. It's really been the difference tonight.
Not often that Ebden does something that's relatable on a doubles court to most social players, but unfortunately for him, that was it. Wow. The pressure getting to both of the Australians at the moment.
This is still a very important game for the Australians, because you hold here, you're still only one break down, and you will have an opportunity to have a crack at Carle's serve one more time.
Well, we're calling a little bit for that for Perez at times on the return to run round it and make use of her forehand. Etcheverry had to almost go and hug De La Peña to actually hit that. Little South American passion coming from that side of the court at the moment. He knows, we all know how significant this point is. Calm as you like.
Game, Team Australia.
The right man at the right time with the right temperament. Matt Ebden slots it away and keeps Team Australia very much in the hunt.
Argentina leads 4 games to 3.
That was massive.
Gotta be honest, that is where I'd love the timeout to have been allowed to be used for Team Argentina. What a moment that would have been just to ice it, just for 60 seconds to make Team Australia think about it. But obviously as the returners, you can't call the timeout.
Yeah, I think it would be very hard to serve after that timeout. And I would be interested to see how many double faults would be drawn if that gets into play later on in the next few years, because I think there would be quite a few. It's a long time to wait to serve.
Imagine you miss your first serve, how shaky your arm is going up for the second.
Yeah.
In your head, don't double fault, don't double fault, don't double fault.
It's a great move from Ebden. You know, that's why he's become and has been one of the best doubles players in the world. Of course, the former world #1 himself. He did the right thing at the right time. They have been burned down the line by both Carle and Etcheverry in this match, but he went and covered the middle, the safer of the two returns, and it proved to be the right move. Can he start moving his country's scoreboard in the right direction for the first time tonight? They've been chasing, trailing.
This is now where they have to find a way to put pressure on Carle's serve, especially if you get those second serves. You could, I would even step right in, make that court even smaller for her to create some kind of pressure. That is what you were looking for, Mark, for her not to hit the backhand, but instead take that step to the right and look for the forehand. She did it right there. Well done.
Ebden just fade that forehand as he likes to favour on this side and come in. Couldn't come in because it was a good second that kept him, but the fade was there and the drift towards Team Australia perhaps is occurring.
It was a little bit tight from Carle, that backhand, wasn't it? She was guided that. There was no follow through at all. So a bit of an opening here for Team Australia. There it is. But they've made 3 returns in a row.
Save, what a dig.
15.
It's a big move, isn't it? With the way that he was moving forward there to cut off the angle. Was at end range as well. Look at the racket control here. He goes. Wow. Textbook. You know what? I don't mind that return, because that was down the line. That will keep Etcheverry honest. It will be in his mind. He will be thinking about that if it's a big point, even right here.
Goose. Deciding point.
Seen Ebden and Perez tonight miss volleys that they miss once a year, and that was another one this time from Perez that she'll be thinking about as we reach another deciding point.
Again, Team Argentina.
Carle comes up with the goods. It was a smart serve. She doesn't have the potency on it. She goes through the middle. She keeps the geometry of the court very narrow, allowing Etcheverry to try and help her out. And the squandered previous 3 opportunities cost them.
Yeah, what she's doing well as well is that she's using that body serve. So for Perez, it's tough to decide. Do you go backhand? Do you go forehand? Especially if you've got lost a bit of confidence on your return. But what a save that game is.
Etcheverry did such a good job there of slowing her down as well. She was starting to rush between the serves, and he was just waiting by the baseline to make sure that she took the extra 20 seconds the entire time.
Yeah, I think Etcheverry's done such a great job to lead, but then Carle, for me, it's just, she's been really the one with the intensity and just pumped up for the whole team.
To the Argentinians as well. You know, when you come into a match like this and you are heavily second favourites in every single person's book out here, that when the switch suddenly happens and you go a set and a break up and you suddenly have something to lose, you can get a lot more tentative. And they've continued to play the brave style of tennis that's got them in front. Question is, will it be enough? Etcheverry has the chance to seal the victory in the next game. Can Team Australia produce a miracle here in Sydney?
Argentina leads 5 games to 4.
Etcheverry serve it out, Laura. What's your gut telling you?
Yeah, my gut's telling me that yes, he will. He's looking sharp. You know, the environment that they've got on the team bench right now has been so positive for the entire match, and he's been pumped. So I'm picturing it being more of the same on his serve.
Yelena?
Yeah, I think so. Often when we make a statement like that, it's like a commentator's curse.
Well, the good news is your payment for the day isn't based on whether you're right or not. It's an observation.
But look, serving for the match, you said it's very different. I'm not sure they thought they would be in this position.
Well, we did think when this match started 71 minutes ago that roof would be coming off with a victory for Team Australia as the prize duo of Perez and Ebden stepped onto the court, but the form book has been upturned and eviscerated, to be honest, with the way that Etcheverry and Carle have played. They've been given a helping hand at times from the Australians, who are not out of time yet. Part 1 of the Part 4 series completed emphatically by Etcheverry, continuing the trend that he's shown us on serve.
30-11.
Lourdes, muy atenta, ¿eh?
40
It's a serving display under pressure.
They are in such good voice behind Perez de la Peña, the Team Argentina captain. The supporters there, absolutely magnificent, waving their flags on the cusp of a massive victory. Two out wide on the due side to Perez. Does he go there again? See whether the Australian moves her position, or does she hold the position that she's had for the entire match?
Yeah, he's gone out there quite a bit, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Let's see if he does it again.
Just slanted her body a little bit.
Game match.
Absolutely awesome from Team Argentina.
6-2, 6-4.
Nadia Podoroska was slated to play in this match, but it wasn't to be. There was an inspired substitution. This man can take a lot of credit for that. He has ripped up the playbook, and he was very instrumental in guiding this duo to victory. Lane Hewitt will be massively disappointed, particularly with the way that Dimonor hit back for his side. But Team Argentina, the worthy winners.
The start look pressure is a funny thing, isn't it? And got to give a lot of credit to the Argentinian team. We said at the beginning, maybe they know something we don't with Carle, and they were right. She's just been incredible today and came out firing, almost like, look, we're not really supposed to even have a chance in this match. They went after it. They were aggressive. Everything went their way, and just too good. It wasn't to be for Ebden and Perez. They put up a great effort, but just wasn't their night, was it?
Carle comes from the same town as the Tower of Tandil, Juan Martin del Potro. They have produced a couple of wonderful players, and Carle has stepped up big time there for Argentina.
Keep an eye out for Carle in singles as well, because she's had a fantastic year. She's inside the top 100 with her singles, won a lot of matches. So the way that what we just saw, 2025 could be a massive year for her on the singles court again as well.
Credit to Etcheverry as well. He did not let his head drop for 1 second after the demolishing at the hands of Alex Dimonor. And he has come out there and put in an absolutely flawless performance. Not somebody that plays an awful lot of doubles. He does step up and get between the lines, but with a modicum of success. Not tonight. He was absolutely mesmerizing. And that's what this team environment does for these players. It is meaningful. It is authentic, and who knows, as Yelena says, what the springboard will be for Carle to just come off her best season of all time in singles.
Don't forget Alex Dimonor beating Novak Djokovic this year, well, kind of the last United Cup, and it was a springboard for him to get to top 10 in the world, 6 in the world, even with injury, and that's what United Cup has done for so many players. For Zhang Qinwen as well, she went on to have a fantastic year. That's what this competition is about, just being part of that team environment. It really lifts you up, and you get that springboard for the rest of the year.
Yeah, that is a long, hard walk back. Desolate, deserted, and a defeat that nobody would have predicted. Bit of soul-searching for Team Australia tonight as they head back into town from the west of the city where we are right now, but for the moment it is the euphoric Argentinians that are going to join Laura Robson for the interview.
Team Argentina, congratulations. I feel like we're going to struggle to hear because your support group is so loud. Yes, you are locals here. But I want to start with how you played, because you guys were so solid today. Did you expect coming out here, given that Australia were the favourites, that you had that in you?
Super happy. I mean, it's our first time playing together, and I trust him, you know, and I was like, okay, let's do it and let's have fun. And we did. Like, I think we played very well with a very high energy. That's our goal, to do it today, and I think it was okay, it was perfect, and it works very well. I'm very happy to share the court with Tommy. It was perfect, and yes, hope it's our first of many.
And you had a tough situation in the singles, a very quick turnaround to come back out here, but the positive energy, as your partner mentioned, was so strong throughout the match. Was that something that you knew you had to bring onto the court tonight?
Yes, of course. I mean, it was a tough match for me, the singles. Alex played incredible tennis today, so yeah, I was with the captain on the locker room. I spoke with him, and he said if I am fine to play, and of course it's, you know, I know Lourdes since we were child, you know, very young, so yeah, it's really special for me to share the court with her, and yeah, we got the victory, so we are extremely happy, of course.
And your fans are extremely happy as well. It was a small group, but they were making so much noise. I mean, you've just been spending some time taking some selfies. How special was it for you guys to not be the big crowd favourites tonight, but to still have this much noise on your side?
Yeah, they were so loud. I think it's an Argentinian thing, you know. I feel we always play here. Argentinians are everywhere, so I'm very happy that they came, and hopefully we stay with you all the week, no?
We hope they come back too. See you guys in the next one. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
Yeah, they went out there with the right attitude. They were loose, and they didn't tighten up when they got in front, Elena.
And it was interesting to hear that she said, I trust Tomas, and he was.
Oh, he's got good selfie game as well. Look at this good-looking lad.
But she also said, I was there to bring the energy. I was there to bring the positivity. I think they were celebrating all night. Look at that. But it was interesting that he said that he was asked by the captain, are you good to play this mixed doubles? And he said, of course. And it was that quick recovery of half an hour, I'm going to go out there and give it my all. And that's not easy to do. That is really strong mentality of a great competitor. So well done to Etcheverry. They played superb tennis.
Nothing to lose, everything to gain, and they hit the jackpot under the roof at the Ken Rosewell Arena. Early-ish finish just before 11 p.m. It is a little too early for Perez and Ebden, who just couldn't quite find the rhythm on serve throughout the course of the match. Carle and Etcheverry did a much better job in that second set. They lifted theirs from sub 45% in that opening set.
Yeah, they did, and also the winners, you can have a look at that as well, but also have a look at the break points one, and having those break points, those 5 for Australia, they were all in that second set, not able to convert, and that was the difference for sure. Whereas for Carle and Etcheverry, 3 out of 5, superb. They were not broken either. Service games won, which is massive as well.
Well, Carle holding from love 40, that situation, that was the game that really was the massive pivot point for the